the verse we talked about today was Psalm 84 and verse 4. We've been establishing that this psalm is written probably by a man who can't get to Jerusalem, to the temple, where he really most wants to be in the presence of God. And so we're tracking with him while he's crying out to be in God's presence. And how awesome that is, that our flesh cries out. We long to be in the presence of the living God. So the thoughts I shared this morning were from verse 4. Blessed are they that dwell in thy house. They will be still praising thee. Selah. So some great principles here, and one final thought that I didn't include this morning. So the word blessed, we use that word in sort of trite ways. You know, something goes well during your day. Oh, I'm blessed. Got a parking place when I didn't expect one. Oh, I'm blessed. Got a pay raise or a bonus or something like that. I'm blessed, right? But this is a real big word in Scripture and to God. And Max Lucado, one of my favorite authors, he wrote about this years ago, and he said the word means sacred delight, which, if we're not careful, will just constrict to be simply an emotional experience. Okay, this is more than an emotional experience. Blessed in God's economy is a quality of joy that is conferred. It's a gift of God's grace. It is given from deep within. It is extremely durable and resilient. It is not dependent on your emotions. So your feelings do not detract from or add to this quality of life. It transcends emotions. It transcends trials and hardship. Jesus said, blessed are they that mourn. He also said, blessed are the poor in spirit. So what Jesus was describing is your life may be difficult. You may have some grief, some sorrow. You may feel like you've lost some things, but those that are empty will be full if they are dependent in faith on the Lord. So this is a quality that's given by God. It's a gift of grace. It was provided by Jesus, and it is a blessing of heart and life that, again, transcends emotions or transcends surface circumstances. It rides deeper and stronger and more comprehensively above all of the circumstances of our lives. So whether things are going well or not so well, circumstantially or emotionally, I can still experience blessing. Now, what does he say? Who's blessed? Those that dwell in thy house, talking about God. His reference point was the temple, those that got to stay there, those that got to live in proximity. He's talking about the presence of God. And we know now, coming forward through the work of God's grace, the good news of Scripture, the work of Jesus Christ on the cross, we are the temple if Jesus lives in us, which means we have the 24/7 real-time access and experience and presence of God. God is with us always. Jesus said, I will be with you always. I will never leave you or forsake you. So from a New Testament context, there's this perspective of, wow, I have direct access to the throne of grace always. I can come boldly, and God is always with me. His eyes are always upon me. His focus is always on me. I can experience his blessedness perpetually. And so, blessed are they that dwell in thy house. The second phrase of the verse, they will be still praising thee. Now, the question, if you're an English student, is the vernacular, the phrasing here. Is it they will be still praising thee? Or is it they will be still praising thee? Is it talking about quiet, restful praise, being still? Or is it talking about perpetual praise, as in we're still praising him? We're still praising him. It's an unceasing praise. All right, so in the sense here is perpetual. It's an ongoing life of celebration. And kind of what he's saying is, I can't get to Jerusalem, to the temple, to experience God's presence. I just have to dream about it, long for it, cry out for it. I've got my arduous life journey right now, or whatever trial or hardship was keeping him from God's presence. But he's dreaming about it. My flesh cries out for the living God. I'm jealous of the birds that get to live in the courtyard of the temple, make their nests in those trees. And he says, boy, the most blessed life would be the one that gets to experience God's presence all the time. That's just a perpetual life of celebration and praise. And that's the life that Jesus provides for you and me. A perpetual life of celebration and praise. We always have something to celebrate because what's most true about us, what's most deeply anchoring to our souls can never be taken away. COVID, quarantine, financial collapse, nothing can take it away. So even in the midst of dire circumstances, we have a reason to call ourselves blessed, a reason to celebrate, and a reason to be still praising, to keep and continually be praising God. So what an awesome truth. The final word, Selah. Selah is a rest, like take a break and think about what you just sang, what you just read. It also probably meant a key change in the psalm, but it was like this musical rest, just to stop. And that margin in the music was designed to let the worshiper think about what was just sung, okay? And so we'll leave it there for now, that being in God's presence is the best fulfillment of our hearts and souls that we could ever long for. And as New Testament believers, we are always in his presence. He's always with us, and we can practice that presence. And that will lead us to a life of perpetual celebration. So I hope you'll celebrate him today. I wish you a good Thursday for the third time, and pray that our service tonight will go well. About 7:30 Connecticut time, I'll be preaching, and then again about 11 p.m. Connecticut time, I'll be speaking one more time to the teens late. Not sure why, but I'll try to be a blessing. And then I will look forward to seeing you for tomorrow's devotion. Have a great day.